Hi, I'm Teresa Roy from Emburse Certify, and this is our Tech Talk. Emburse Certify provides expense management and accounts payable automation software to over 6,000 customers across the globe. I am the product marketing manager, and I've been with Emburse Certify since early 2020. I'm responsible for launching new products, managing customer beta programs, and providing customer feedback to our product teams to steer product development. Emburse Certify is able to address 4 problems that we see in the market. Firstly, high operational costs. Over 30% of all organizations in the UK still use manual expense and invoice processes. We recognize the constraints that these teams face that lead to those high operational costs. The second challenge that we address with our expense and AP solutions is the ability to find and stop fraudulent spend. Whether it's a first-time offense of a new employee who doesn't yet understand the policy or uncovering consistent fraud from an employee or team, Emburse Certify uses AI to audit expenses as they are submitted. The system learns from these submissions and alerts approvers and managers in real time, preventing future fraud. The third problem of eliminating duplicate payments and providing visibility into late payments is solved with our AP automation solution. In our survey of global finance leaders, we found that 35% are more concerned about cash flow in the next year. We understand that monitoring cash flow is one of the most stressful parts of a finance leader's job, and that is compounded if there's a risk of duplicate payments due to manual logging of invoices or late payments because invoices sit on desks or in email inboxes instead of being routed right for approval and payment. As we look at the fourth challenge faced by our customers, it's the ability to optimize spend. In that same study of finance leaders I mentioned before, we learned that in the next year, 52% of finance leaders want to improve forecasting and analytics. Analytics is a key part of our Emburse Certify offering, and we know that seeing where spend happens is a critical part of being able to optimize spend and efficiently manage cash flow. Now that we've talked about the kinds of problems that Emburse Certify can solve, let me tell you a little bit about our technology. Emburse Certify automates the expense management and accounts payable process across your organization. That includes employee reimbursement and invoice payment. It is a cloud-based platform, and that includes a mobile app for expense logging. And it is used by over 6,000 small to mid-sized companies across industries and across the globe. It does enable us to solve those 4 market problems that I mentioned earlier. When it comes to high operational costs, we're able to decrease the time spent on manual processes by about 10 hours a month on average. That's obviously going to decrease your operational costs. When it comes to fraudulent spend, as I mentioned, we use AI in our solutions, and we can highlight fraudulent spend and alert internal teams to help prevent that spend from slipping through the cracks. For duplicate and late payments, our Certify AP solution actually gives the customers a clear picture of invoices that are due and spend that will happen, and that prevents duplicate and late payments. And then lastly, the inability to optimize spend and efficiently manage cash flow can be solved with our Emburse Analytics solution with easy to understand and actionable dashboards that we'll show you right now. So let's go check out our mobile app. So this is a Certify mobile app, and what you do is you just quickly decide to add a receipt. You can take a picture of it, choose your resolution, then take a quick picture, use that photo, and then hit the autofill button on the right-hand side, and you'll see that it will auto-populate things like amount, vendor, location, etc. Makes it really easy for you to log those receipts as they're happening. You can type in things like the reason, which will, we obviously, the tool wouldn't know, but you can type that in and then hit save. And that creates a receipt in Certify. You're able to use that over at certify.com and turn that into an actual expense report. And we will walk through that with Emma.
As Teresa just showed, that's how you enter your receipts in from Certify Mobile. When you sync the receipt to the cloud, it moves to the Certify wallet. In the Certify wallet, you have your credit card transactions and your receipts. And with our merge items feature, what this does is matches those together for you to eliminate any manual linking between the two. In the expense report, you'll see that we have our policy violations highlighted, so I can check under the details for more policy information. In this scenario, I have exceeded the maximum amount for this category. I'm going to go ahead and submit this anyway and let my manager decide if they'll let that go through or if they want to disapprove. If I need to split out or take any different actions on these specific expenses, I can use the other actions menu to itemize, delete the expense, or a few other actions as well. Once I decide that everything looks okay, I can go ahead and submit for approval and send this on to my manager. So I have it built into the system to go directly to my manager, Jake Manager. We have the same basic homepage with the addition of the approval request queue. So I can access the report that I just submitted. And as a manager, I can now review these same policy violations that were on the screen before from the submitter. I can approve individually, or I can go down through and approve all as well. As an approver, I can take some action here if I want to ask the employee a question, why is this out of policy? I can send them an inquiry back on this individual expense. I can also add a note for the next person in the approval line to see any information on why I may have approved an out of policy expense. The next step is to submit it for reimbursement to the accountant. So again, I have my approval process set up already for the processing request. I will access the same report. And again, we see that we have all of the approved expenses from Jake Manager. And so next I'll go ahead and process the report. And at this point, it is going to finalize the report. And now this is available through the batch data report to export to the specific accounting system.
Welcome to Emburse Analytics. Opening the expense spend dashboard provides quick visibility into 24 months of spend by default, where it's easy to notice dips and spikes in spend simply by looking at the spend by month chart. And different views of the data, including spend by department, vendor, employee, and category, allow for analyzing any anomalies in these areas. So as you can see, the dashboard provides quick and easy access into spend, allowing for more time to be spent analyzing the data that matters and less time looking for it.
Let me give you a couple of examples of real-life customers that we've been able to help. In 2014, when Garmin set on a course for worldwide success, the company was stuck with spreadsheets and manual expense reporting. The AP staff were doing lower value admin tasks, and the employees faced reimbursement delays for expenses. But since implementing Certify, their AP team has been able to save 1 full day of AP admin time every single week. So now they're able to use that time to focus on upholding their travel policy and making sure that employees are getting reimbursed quickly. All in all, everybody's very happy. In another example, Certify has helped a highly specialized consulting firm automate their AP operations. They had a manual AP process and they struggled to cope with the increasing number of invoices. They were constantly chasing missing invoices, which is time consuming and not scalable. And they also lacked reporting capabilities and had no visibility into invoice status. But since implementing Certify, the company has processed 4,000 invoices annually automatically without any manual intervention. And now they have 100% visibility into invoice status and spend data. As you can see, our solutions are able to leverage analytics, payment, and audit capabilities via our Emburse platform. The entire suite can easily speak to your existing finance systems like ERPs and payroll solutions. So now that we've seen the product and you've been able to see how it fits in your existing ecosystem, now let's talk a little bit about pricing, onboarding, and timeline of adoption. So our solutions are priced based on transactions, and that can be the number of expense reports and/or the number of invoices submitted. Generally, it's between $8 to $10 USD per transaction. Onboarding takes about 6 weeks, and you're guided through implementation by a member of our implementation team. They'll get GLs set up and approval workflows, and they'll create users in the system. They can also help guide you on some policy ideas. And when it comes to adoption, you'll start to see meaningful data in our analytics solution about 3 months after go live. And that's typically when you'll see most of your employees will be fully adopted across your organization. And we can help with that too. It's when you see enough people using, and it's also a long enough time for you to be able to spot trends or highlight any inconsistencies that then you can address. So I hope you've enjoyed our tech talk. And if you're interested in learning more, please go to certified.com.